Hi guys, welcome back. It's Rachel again, and today I'm going to be showing you the products that I have sitting around me, which are the products that I want to try and finish up this year. I have quite a few products, so right now we're going to be going over face products. I'll have a different video for lip products and then for eye products as well. So the first category I want to go over are setting sprays. I have 7 setting sprays currently, and I want to use up 5 of them. I don't think this is an unrealistic goal because, as you'll see, 2 of them, which are full size, have quite a bit of use. One of them's a mini, one of them's like a sample, and then I have one full size that I haven't busted into yet, so to speak. So the first one, which is in one of my project pans, is this CoverGirl Clean Fresh Prep and Set Mist. This one is from 2020, so it's pretty old. I want to use it up. Right now I'm right here, so it's got maybe like 40% of it left at this point. And then my Urban Decay All Nighter Spray. I use this one like every single day that I wear makeup. It's maybe like right here, so I might be like 2/3 of the way done. This one I've had again since 2020. And then this little MAC Fix Plus sample. I've got about half of it left. This one I only use for foiling eyeshadows and such. I don't really use it as a setting spray. I know a lot of people like that. I've never been a big fan of using this as setting spray though. Second to last facial spray that I would like to use up is the Heritage Rosewater and Glycerin Hydrating Facial Mist. This one I haven't used yet. If I have, it might have been once just to see how it is. But I definitely want to use this up. It's not that much. Usually I can use these, before I do my makeup, after I wash my face. So these mists, the hydrating ones, aren't super hard for me to use up. And then the last one I have that I want to use up this year is the Makeup Revolution Calming Makeup Fixing Spray with Cannabis Sativa. And this one I've had since 2020 as well. So these 3 right here are like my oldest setting sprays I have. So I definitely want to make sure I use those up this year. The 2 samples, I think, like I said, are more than doable to use up just because their size and the purpose that they serve. For base makeup products like foundation, concealer, setting powder, I have 3 liquid foundations that I want to use up. The first one is this Milani Scream Queen. It's maybe like right here in the bottle, so I have, again, about like a 1/3 left. This one I haven't been using recently because it's getting hard to pump out. So I mixed it around today and I hope tomorrow I'll be able to use it again. But we'll see. This one I've had since July of 2021. None of my liquid foundations are super old. They're all from 2021, but I just want to make sure I'm getting my use out of them. And then I have this Kiko Milano Green Me Hydrating BB Cream in 101 Porcelain. This one I got in August of 2021. This is more of a summer color for me. I actually wore this a couple times in the last 2 weeks, and it's pretty dark. It does not match me at the moment. The last liquid foundation that I want to use up is the Undone Beauty, what is this one called? The Unfoundation Light Coverage Glow Tint. And this one I've had since September 29th of 2021. I think being able to use all of those, again, is doable for me just based on my makeup consumption. And I really only started focusing on this foundation this year, and I've already gotten down a 1/3 of the way. So I really do think it's doable for me. And then this foundation I've only been using since this year as well. I don't think it was at the top to start with. I think it was more like right here, but I haven't used it too much. And I think I'll be able to use this one up by the end of the year for sure, as well as the BB cream. For powder foundations, I want to use up this Maybelline one, which is in one of my project pans. And I've got this much left of it. This one I've had since 2018, so I definitely want to make sure that I use it up before it gets any older. And then I want to use up the Urban Decay All Nighter powder. And this one I've had since 2020. I've really only used it maybe once or twice. So I just want to make sure that I use this up as well, because of the length it's been in my collection. I absolutely love this packaging. It feels like little, or it looks like it's got little water droplets on it. It's super cool. For my cheek products that I want to use up, I do have quite a few. I'll first go through the two bronzers I want to use up. So I have this palette in the Balm of Your Hand Volume 2. And in this palette, it had the pressed bronzer Bahama Mama. And I repressed it into just a random pan that I had, which is this one. So I just want to make sure that I use this up by the end of the year. This is in one of my project pans, so I'm making it my goal to use this up as soon as I can. There's quite a bit of pan on it right now, but for me, I don't use a lot of bronzer, so this might take a little bit for me to be able to use it up all the way. Once I'm done using that bronzer, I do want to put my focus on this little Marc Jacobs bronzer in 104 Tantastic. I haven't used this bronzer yet. It looks like it's more of a cool tone bronzer, kind of like the Bahama Mama. So I'm hoping that I can use up this one. It says it only has 0.13 ounces in it. So that's not a lot of ounces for a cheap product, but the way I've been using my bronzer is very light-handed and very little. So I really only want a couple bronzers in my collection, and right now I have 5. So once I use up these two, I might buy one, like allow myself to have one more bronzer and have, you know, 4 once I use these 2 up. But I don't know, just based on the fact that one of the bronzers in my collection is 0.7 ounces. So it's huge in comparison to this tiny little 0.13 ounce bronzer from Marc Jacobs. So I might let myself buy one after I use these 2 up. I want to try and do a, you know, 2 out, 1 in type of situation for a little bit. But, you know, sometimes we get a little bit excited about makeup, and I just did purchase some new eyebrow products and a few other things that I do want to share with you all. For blush, I have 5 blushes that I want to finish up. So 2 of them, again, come from this palette in the Balm of Your Hands, or in the Balm of Your Hand, Volume 2. And the 2 that I want to use up are, again, no longer in here. It's one of these 2, I don't know which, because as I've said in a previous video, I had repressed both Down Boy and Frat Boy and In Stain, but these 2 specifically I repressed, and I dropped one of them on the ground, and I didn't want to like get the powder back up and repress it because it fell on the ground. So I just threw one of these out, and one of these is the one that I'm going to try and pan. So I didn't even realize that the back of the palette had pictures. So I think actually this is Down Boy, At least that's what this looks closest to. So I think that's this one. So I want to use up this one, which we're guessing is Down Boy. And I've had this since 2018, so I want to make sure I get my use out of it. Okay, so as I was saying, I do want to use up 2 blushes from this palette, and I already said that we're going to guess that the one that is not broken on the ground that I had to throw away is Down Boy. And then the second one that I want to use up that I know I didn't break or lose because it fell on the ground is the Balm In Stain blush, which I have in my everyday makeup palette, and that one is right here. I have this repressed into just a random pan that I have. So I want to use this up because this entire palette, In the Balm of Your Hand Volume 2, is from 2018. I got it in July, so it's almost 4 years old. So I just want to make sure I'm getting my use out of this product. My oldest blush in my collection, which, surprise, surprise, I'm not that far off from finishing, is the Milani Romantic Rose Blush. This is in one of my project pans. I really want to make sure I get all its use out of it. And I'm super excited because it's almost gone. I need to repress this badly. I've been putting it off for so long. I think I'm going to do it right after I film this. So I might film, I want to film me repressing this. So yeah, I love repressing makeup because it just feels so fresh, new. And then the way I repress it is by using isopropyl alcohol, and it makes it feel, you know, cleaner as well, since it is 70% isopropyl alcohol. So seemingly I want to use up more than half my blush collection this year. That's kind of a lofty goal because I have 5 blushes here that I want to continue discussing with you that I want to use up. Actually, no, I want to use up 6. So 6 out of the 9 blushes in my collection, I guess I want to use up this year, which is quite a lofty goal, like I said, especially considering 2 of the 9 I have very little progress on. But this one, which was is the Milk Makeup sample that was the Sephora birthday gift back in 2020. It's called Work, W-E-R-K. Yeah. I only have this much left of it. I've been using it pretty religiously for like a year or so. I know I've been tallying my uses on it. I don't know where I am at the moment, but I know I've used it well over 100 times. And I only have this much left. So this one I do think is attainable to finish this year, especially considering I do like to layer this on top of my liquid foundation, and then I put my powder foundation on over my liquid products, and then I go in with a powder blush. So I do use 2 blushes minimum usually. Sometimes if I don't have a lot of time, I'll skip using this one, but I've been using it consistently enough to where I only have, you know, this much left. So this is all the way rolled up, and that's all I have left. So I really do think this one is doable as well. And then the 2 that I think might be a bit more difficult for me to use up is this. You can't really see it because it's rubbed off, but this is the Sleek blush in Showdown, or number 921. It looks like this, and there is a slight dip in it. It's not a big dip, but there is a dip in it. This one has 0.21 ounces, which the Milani Romantic Rose Blush had 0.6. So this has substantially less than that, but I don't have a lot of progress on it because I usually like to kind of stick with one blush. This blush I have been integrating into using more. Recently, in the last few weeks, I've been using it a lot with this eyeshadow, which is called Firm. And again, it's from the Balm palette, In the Balm of Your Hand, Volume 2. It's this eyeshadow. So I repressed part of it into a shadow pan so then it could sit with the rest of my everyday makeup. So hopefully, you know, using these two together on my eyes has been really a wonderful finding for me because this has pan on it. I'll have to repress it soon and get more product out of the palette that I just showed you because I only repressed half of the eyeshadow into this pan. So once I get more pan in it, I'll definitely repress the rest into here. So that's super exciting. And this has been really kind of the key to me liking using this. And I actually have this on my eyes right now in my crease. And I also have this blush in my crease, the Milani Romantic Rose blush that I've had for like 5 years. I have this in my crease. So I put these two together today just to get some more use out of that blush because I really wanna finish it. I see the end in sight and I'm super excited. The last of 6 blushes. I know, I want to use up 6 blushes this year, which is kind of crazy to even say out loud. But I do think I can do 4 because the Milani Romantic Rose blush, that one will be kind of like a gimme since I've been working at it so long. I'll be able to use that up here in the coming weeks to maybe a month at most. And then because of how much blush I like to use, I do think I could use 4 of these 6 blushes. The last blush that I was thinking I want to use is this Flower Beauty blush. And it's a Flower Pots powder blush in Peach Primrose. Again, I haven't really used this much, but since I love to use blush as eyeshadow and mix it with my eyeshadows, I do think I can get some use on this at the very least. I'm not sure if I'll be able to pan all 6 of these blushes though, like I said. That is a bit of a lofty goal that I didn't even realize I had going into this, but I just looked at what my oldest blushes were and what I kind of want to cycle through in my collection. And all of these blushes are from 2018 or before. Like the Milani Romantic Rose blush, which is from 2017. The only one that's newer is this Milk Makeup blush. So, you know, this is a cream blush and I want to make sure that I use it up before it goes bad because cream products do go bad quicker than powders. So I just want to make sure I get my use on the products that I did purchase and have brought into my collection. The last 2 face products that I want to talk about are highlighters. Again, I've got a highlighter from this palette and if you know the Balm, you know that Mary Luminizer is a very popular highlighter from the Balm. This palette came with a deluxe size, basically, sample of the Mary Luminizer in it. And here's what it looks like on the back. I did repress this one into a little eyeshadow pan. and it looks like this now. I had initially only repressed half of it, like I did like with this one. I broke out half and repressed it into this. I did the same thing with the Mary Luminizer highlighter initially, but then I went through enough to where I was able to put the rest into this pan. So this is the last that I have of that little deluxe size sample. I do have a full size of this because I absolutely love it, but this is the last of the deluxe size sample from 4 years ago. So I just have to make sure, you know, that I'm getting my use out of this. I was super excited to buy this product back in 2018 because I was on a no-buy for quite a while. I think it was 4 months that I was on a no-buy. So I just want to make sure that I get all my use out of it. And yeah, I just really want to get a lot of use out of this palette. This is like the only face / eye palette that I have, and I have quite a few of these products from this palette in project pans. So the last product, which is the highlighter, like I said, that I do want to use is this one from ColourPop. And this is the highlighter in Lunch Money, and it's one of their Super Shock Cheek highlighters. This one I've had since September of 2021, so it's not super old, but it doesn't have like on it the recommended amount of time that you should use this in, so I'm not quite sure on how soon you should use this up after you have it. I usually only have one cream highlight at a time just because that seems to work best for me, but I just like to make sure I get the use out of my cream products before they go bad. And that is all the face products I have. Quite a few. I didn't even tally them all up, but I have 5 facial sprays, 3 liquid foundations, 2 face powders, 2 bronzers, 6 blushes, and 2 highlighters. Oh wow, so that's 20 makeup products that I want to use up in the face category this year. Like I said, I don't know if it's necessarily realistic that I want to try and complete, you know, 6 blushes by the end of the year, but we'll see. So that's all I have for you today. At the end of the year, I'll definitely check in and tell you which one of these, you know, which of these products I used up and which I wasn't able to use up, and you know what my goals are for next year, of course. All right, see you guys later. Bye.